Good afternoon, everyone. It's 1 minute past 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Bordeaux. My name is Amy Vansman. With me is Thijs Bink. We will be your hosts today for the Grand Finals of the Small Size League here in Bordeaux. Today we'll be watching Tigers Mannheim versus ZJUNlict. They both managed to basically win almost every game they played, and now here we are in the Grand Finals. Determined to see who will be the winner of the RoboCup Small Size League 2023. I hope you all are just as excited as we are. We hope to see a very exciting and thrilling game full of wonderful actions, lots of goals, and nice footage from our sides. Yeah, the live stream team.
Definitely, the live stream team here to live stream every game you've seen so far in this tournament as we're gearing up to see the Tigers Mannheim versus ZJUNlict grand final of the RoboCup 2023 in Bordeaux. We should be starting any minute now as we see that the robots from both ZJUNlict and Tigers are getting ready on the field. Amy, how many robots do we have from either side?
I believe they're both capable of doing 11, but I'm just gonna count for you. Let's see, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on Tiger side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on Kick side, I believe.
Incredible.
So while we are preparing for the game and the robots are getting into positions, we see that a lot of people have gathered around to watch this grand final. Oh my god, really are a lot of people. All the other teams are here to witness who will take home the trophy here in Bordeaux. We see that this game is refereed by our very own OC, Carla and Selena. Carla being main referee and Selena the assistant ref. The ball is placed in the center of the field, and we see on the other side of the field that Namek, the team from Bordeaux, is actually doing live commentary as well in French for all the visitors here who are not great at English. And we have started. The kickoff has been made. It was directly a shot at goal, but the ZJUNlict keeper was strong and the ball was kicked out. Now it's time for ball placement by Tiger.
As the game continues, and we have a potential shot on goal here once more as the ball passes the goal, and there is another ball placement.
We see ZJUNlict making a wall, but the ball is chipped the other way.
As the ball is now left the field on your right side of your screen, as we watch Tigers bring them back into position and let the game continue. As there's currently a fight for the ball, and there's a shooting robot who has possession of the ball, and it's dribbling, and the ball is now free to the player on the left side of the field, as there is a defense, and the ball is for Tigers to take away. Ball's now in the left half or left bottom of your screen as ZJUNlict, the ball handler Jesse, is now going to get his robot. We have asked ZJUNlict why he is wearing gloves the last time, and it is because of the way the skirts are designed, and because for his own safety he is wearing gloves for picking up the robots.
Did it have to do with the materials of the skirt as well?
I do believe it has to do with the materials, and especially around the holes. I think those are relatively sharp, hence why he is wearing the gloves. As the ball is now for Tigers to take, as there's a 1-2 combination which doesn't really receive, as there's more passes going on across the field, as the ball is now intercepted by ZJUNlict, who is really doing a nice dribble, as there's a fight for the goal and there's a chip across the field as it leaves the ball on the right side for ZJUNlict to actually take. This is a great opportunity for ZJUNlict to potentially score a goal here. As we see that Lovelace is defending, as Lovelace takes the ball and shoots it away, which is either
So I think they get like another ball placement.
Yeah.
Since Tigers was too close while the ball was being kicked.
Yes. As ZJUNlict now gets to take the ball, and there's a quick pass to the defender as ZJUNlict is now in front of the goal, possibly ready to shoot as the ball gets deflected away again.
So the ball was quickly placed again by Kicks, now ready for kickoff, and they passed over to outlet field, but Tigers intercepted the ball.
As there's a quick 1-2. As the ball is intercepted once more by ZJUNlict with the ball over the goal. And it's really close stuff, as I do see that the robot that is currently trying to get the ball has a bit of an interesting cap. A lot of exposed electronics, though it possibly doesn't matter as number 12 is performing very well. As the ball is now with ZJUNlict for a corner next to the field on your right. As there's a beautiful chip.
But deflected by the Tigers and kicked out of the back line of the field.
Very well defended.
This means a corner kick for ZJUNlict. They placed the ball beautifully, and here we go. Nice, beautiful
Very
chip.
nice chip, as the Tigers defense is on point, as the ball is now taken by Tigers in order to be placed as we continue the game from the right side of the field. As our lovely French commentators are indeed saying, it is still 0-0 in the first half of the game with 2 minutes and 30 seconds of game time remaining, as the ball is for, I believe, ZJUNlict to bring back into the game once it is no longer stopped. As I do believe that there is some discussion going on at the referee desk, where we also have our lovely vision expert who is potentially signaling to us in case there are any noteworthy discussions taking place.
Yeah, so our vision expert actually is notifying us with the discussion that's going on. It is about if Tigers has been dribbling for too long. As we all hopefully know by now because of watching all these live streams, we know that a robot is only allowed to dribble with the ball for 1 meter maximum. So now the discussion is if Tigers were dribbling for more than 1 meter or not.
As we don't really know what the conclusion is, but it's probably all fine as the game continues with the possession for ZJUNlict as the ball shoots across the goal field and exits on the left side of your field. As we see some great pressuring moves by ZJUNlict, who's been mostly on the side of Tigers, except for some early skirmishes at the beginning of the game. For all the people watching through at home, if you have any questions about the stuff that you are seeing, if you will have some other requests, or if you have ideas for post-game interviews or other content, please let us know and we'd be happy to answer them for you. So there's once more a great chip from ZJUNlict across the field, which gets deflected, and now it is up to Gandalf, who always has the famous slogan, "Thou shalt not pass," to not let the ball pass into the goal, as ZJUNlict is once more dribbling very fancily at the middle of the field, as there's now a clear opportunity, which is defended by Tigers.
And I have to say, I agree with the people in the live chat saying that it's a great game so far. I definitely agree. A lot of excitement, fast-paced game, a lot of great chips and passes. I can't wait to see what's waiting for us in the next 1.5 minutes of this first half.
as we are around the center field. There is it's a bit crowded around the center as both robots from ZJUNlict and Tigers are diving towards the ball, fighting for that ball, for the possession, as we now move into the side of ZJUNlict, as there's a beautiful shot on goal and a defense by the keepers from ZJUNlict. It's now up to Tigers to place the ball near the corner, as there's a potential, and we've seen so many goals by Tigers this way, as there will likely be a chip across the field, and there's actually a straight ball across the field, as there's a shot on Tigers that is deflected by the keeper. Perhaps we can get a replay on that a little bit later, as it is once more the opportunity for Tigers to place the ball near the corner field, as we will continue the game.
Yeah, let's see if they kick this corner kick. Oh, and it's the perfect shot and goal. Oh, this is one great keeper that ZJUNlict has. Tigers is already creating a lot of opportunities for them to actually score a goal. At the moment we're waiting for ball placement, and they did that successfully.
As there's a timeout for blue, and it gives me some time to adjust the camera at the far side of the field.
Yes, as ZJUNlict has requested a timeout, this also allows for Tigers to modify their robots and their software if they want to. We see the robot handler of ZJUNlict walking onto the field, checking some parts while the robots can adjust their positions, and then going back into this wonderful Z shape as Tigers still remains in their T shape, representing, of course, their name, Tigers Mannheim. The timeout is still going, but I feel like they might be done with it. I really hope the ZJUNlict robot handler realizes that he has to stop the timeout before the game can commence. But at the moment there's still a bit of a chat going on with the referee. Oh,
Sorry?
I'm not sure if he realized that the timeout is still running. Or he's waiting for his team members to finish up some of the programming.
As I must say, Amy, that after, of course, the last game against Immortals, which was a clear 0-7 victory by ZJUNlict, I talked to Jesse about his preparations for the Tigers match, in which he said that he definitely had, or spent last night, creating some clever tactics to play against the Tigers team. And I definitely think that this tactic is showing, as he is definitely not showing any nerve here, being very calm and collected against the people, or the great team from Tigers. It's proving to be an incredible game. Let's watch.
Yeah, I feel like ZJUNlict definitely had some tricks up their sleeves, since they're a real strong competitor here for Tigers, who was victorious last year in the RoboCup 2022 in Bangkok, Thailand.
Of course, this was a competition in which ZJUNlict wasn't playing last year, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. That is correct.
That is correct. So it is great to see that these two teams are going head-to-head, as there's some strong competition. Of course, we have seen earlier games in this tournament where ZJUNlict did actually lose against Tigers. But now they seem to be holding up strong, as nothing has happened yet, as it's 0-0 in the first half with 32 seconds of game time remaining. For the viewers of you at home, I do note that the right side goal camera is a bit blurry. That is because it's a wireless connection streaming over a 4G network to my computer, which leaves way for a lot of blurriness. Although I do think it's a really nice view, so from time to time I will keep it in. Though the corner view, of course, also shows quite a lot. Perhaps whilst there's a robot substitution, we can quickly go to the timeout, or to the replay of a potential goal here from Tigers. I don't actually know whether it was Tigers. There was a shot here in goal which was deflected by the keeper, as we once more go back to the broad view of the game.
With only 20 seconds left in the first half, you see that the game is being halted because the ball was kicked over the field boundary. But I see it's already back in the field, ready to be placed and be kicked by ZJUNlict with a very nice chip all the way to the middle of the field, where Tigers takes the ball. There's a bit of a battle going on in the center of the field, but ZJUNlict is the winner here. He passed the ball, and very close, almost goal. His Tigers took the ball and shot it at the goal, but it was deflected by the keeper.
As it's now first half remaining, and there's a lot of applause, well-deserved applause, coming from the audience, as a lot of people have gathered here today to watch the grand finals between Tigers Mannheim and ZJUNlict from China. Hangzhou, China, I even believe.
South China. Well, China is a big country, so it's good to specify that.
No, Hangzhou, China.
Oh, Hangzhou.
The city Hangzhou.
I
believe.
That's south of. Okay.
I don't know if that is in the south. Maybe we can get some confirmation of that from our lovely audience. I see 64 viewers at the moment, though I only see Victor typing in the chat, who really loves the replays. So whilst we're loving those replays, maybe let's have a look at that deflection once more. As I do believe the French team Namek is asking the audience whether the sound is okay. I, of course, do not really understand any word of French, though I do believe that I saw some thumbs up in the audience, and I can only interpret what's happening now. I wonder whether the audience is as tense as the two teams playing right now, as the robot handler from ZJUNlict is almost killed by a horde of Tigers robots who want to switch halves. As he doesn't really seem to be that disturbed. Gave some side-eye looks to the game controller, who is pressing the buttons for the robots to move. I do believe so, as this is of course happening. It's always a game of professional football, and it's things are happening.
Yeah, so Thijs, let's take the time in this, like in the break here, to discuss the odds for both teams. So if we look at the stats, we can see right here that last year Tigers won the small size league competition in Bangkok, as already mentioned before. But indeed, ZJUNlict was not participating back then. And it's interestingly also the case for 2021, when Tigers was also the winner, but ZJUNlict was not participating. ZJUNlict became first 4 times already since the start of their team. They won in 2013, 2014, 2018, and 2019, which is quite impressive, I must say. All the other years, almost all the other years, they became either 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Quite impressive.
That is indeed very interesting, as we do see some very strong performances from Tigers throughout the whole tournament. I think they haven't had a single game to which they were defeated. They only had 1 goal scored against them by Immortals. So even against the other games from ZJUNlict, no goals were made. Even though I must say that it feels as if there's a different ZJUNlict currently playing as the teams that we've seen before.
We know ZJUNlict is a team where there are a lot of rumors about, may it be about their the dribbler, or the chipping mechanism, or the fact that they might have a secret mode on their robots that transitions from noob to expert. Do you know anything about that, Thijs?
Well, I just heard that rumor was brought to us by Colin from Tigers, who feel that there might be 2 sort of sides to the coin of the ZJUNlict AI. I have taken a very sneak peek yesterday, just behind the programmers of the team, as I went to look at their game interface, and I saw something very interesting on the bottom right corner, where they even have a small little graph that is mapping the elevation of the ball, which shows something I believe is quite incredible, as they really know at all times where the ball is and how to control it and manipulate it. Of course, we've heard our mechanic, Brunon, from the Robot Team Twente, talk about the chipper design, or the dribbler design. And of course, we've heard a lot of things about the robots from Tigers. They are very impressive. They have incredibly looking eyes, as I do believe that Namek is talking about that we will continue the game in a short while. I'm not too sure. As the teams are going head to head, it's still 0-0 at halftime, as we're looking forward what the game will bring. But Amy, maybe a question to you. If the teams will not score in the next half, what will happen?
What will happen? Well, first we get an overtime. So if it is a draw at the end of the second half, either 0-0, 1-1, or whatever it may be, we will get overtime, and even in overtime, no goal is made. We will go to penalties, shootouts.
Yes, that would be an incredible sight to see as well. And so I really hope for this game to go on as long as humanly possible. As we have a look at the broad side of the field, we see a lot of people have gathered around. Everyone is holding their breaths as we wait for the second half to continue. Kickoff for ZJUNlict.
They see the entire field. So the images are processed by image computers, and they have like an AI to send commands.
As we wait for the kickoff to happen, we look at this juicy image from the keeper Gandalf. As we notice that ZJUNlict has been awarded a yellow card and therefore now has to take the robot off the field. Why has this been? Because they kicked the ball too fast, among other things. Actually, no, they kicked the ball 3 times too fast, as the audio is fine. As we get some mixed signals here from the audience at home, we really try to give you the best possible audio, even though there's a lot of noise going on from both the audience around us as well as the room here in general.
Send the comments for the I will now be defending. If you can see the stage changing, and on the Tiger teams, they have like little eyes on them, the Tigers, and the eyes change colors based on the behavior.
So we see some nice passes going on the field. One even into the far corner. Oh, but unfortunately it is dribbled out of the field, leaving a ball placement for Tigers,
It's when the robot,
which executed that very nicely.
so currently that robot is on attack, but however it's
Yes, well done, and the game can continue.
the white one. It's
As the ball is now placed by Tigers and passed through a robot from ZJUNlict, as the ball is now chipped over the defense, and there's a 1-2 as we... Did we swap half during halftime? I don't think we did, right?
No, we didn't.
Ah, that is my confusion.
Yeah, so the colors stayed the same and the sides stayed the same. I guess there was determined beforehand robot handlers.
As the game is now halted, as we wait for the ball to be placed from Tigers in the corner of the ZJUNlict goal.
No. You only know the behavior of the others based on the images. So you can.
As there are some potential shots from the Tigers attackers, as they're trying to pass the ball around in order to free up some room for the goal, as there's now a ZJUNlict defender #1 who is taking over the ball and is exerting some very nice control. As the keeper is not bothered by anything that's happening right now and does a great chip to the other side of the field.
Producing a lot of excitement going on at the team members of the Tigers, who are shouting at their robots, waving, jumping up and down, because this is such a thrilling game where ZJUNlict is trying to keep its cool. A lot of cameras in the air there. to capture everything that's going on.
The ship kick, yeah. It's called the ship kick.
Oh, and there's now a possibility for the ZJUNlict attacker number 4 to score as there's Gandalf.
Gandalf pushed the ball towards ZJUNlict. It's
As Gandalf.
It shoots the ball to the side where it is caught by
2000.
the Tigers robot.
So,
But now a discussion is going on because the robot from ZJUNlict might have been too close to the defense area, while Gandalf wanted to kick the ball back into the game.
when the teams have
This also resulted in a yellow card for ZJUNlict, meaning they had to take out a robot for 2 minutes.
So it indeed does appear that the robot from ZJUNlict has touched the ball in the defense area, and as I will try and save the replay, maybe we can have a quick look at it, whether we can indeed see that this is the case. As I will now switch, it does appear so that we have missed that part, as this replay is only us talking a little bit over the game some more.
yeah, try this one.
In the meantime, we're trying to see if we can get any updates from our vision expert that has to sit next to referees to find out what the discussion is about that's going on at the moment with 2 referees and both robot handlers.
And if one of the teams change the ball, or
Just to remind everyone at home who isn't really aware or hasn't read the title of the stream, we're watching the grand finals between Tigers Mannheim and ZJUNlict from China. As I have to really watch my pronunciation, and I apologize to all the Chinese viewers out there. As a Dutch native speaker, I am not too great with the names of all the teams here. As I do believe that there's a comment here from Mark Wang, who I hope I pronounce your name correctly, who says that the Tigers robot perhaps pushed ZJUNlict's robot to the penalty area.
However, we're getting some other signals from our vision expert who's saying that RoboCup might have touched the ball within the defense area of Tigers. This could have been, if this is the case, it's a foul, of course, leading to a free kick for Tigers.
And that is also why there is now a call for robot substitution, as because the robot of ZJUNlict has taken the ball from, or sort of has been pushed possibly into the defense area, but then touched the ball, meaning that there's a yellow card awarded because this is a foul, and therefore ZJUNlict had to take the ball out of, or take the robot out of the play or out of the game, and that's why we're now sticking at a robot substitution while there's still discussion going on.
Yeah, because ZJUNlict disagrees. They claim that the Tigers robot was pushed. Because normally it never happens that they touch a ball in the defense area. It's never happened to them before.
As they indeed have raised a challenge flag, and maybe we can talk some more about what a challenge flags mean.
Yeah, so during a match, there are robot handlers with remotes, and there are multiple options on there. One of them is a challenge flag. You can raise the challenge flags 3 times per match. When you raise a challenge flag, it means you disagree with the decision that was made by the referee. You can then talk to the referee, discuss what's going on, and they might change their mind, and your wheel will take place. However, if it turns out the referee was indeed correct and you were wrong, you do lose your challenge flag, and you also lose a timeout.
It is really unfortunate that we do not have a great replay of the situation that had just happened, as it has happened before that the referee team has used our beautiful live stream to use the replays in order to verify that the decision was in fact correct. I apologize to the Vision team as well as the game controllers over there that I didn't press the button fast enough. As we wait for a decision to be made, we also see that both Lucas and Jesse, the robot handlers from Tigers and ZJUNlict respectively, are also discussing what has happened, as we feel that a decision has been made as
The other absolutely sure what's going on. As we see, it is an unknown game event, but there has been ball placement for ZJUNlict, meaning that ZJUNlict was indeed correct. The Tigers robots have been pushing the robot of ZJUNlict into the defense area. In the meantime, Tigers collects multiple files, and the Tigers robot is driving himself to the sideline where it's taken out.
As there is a fight for the ball here on the right side of my screen, as there's a lot going on, and people are standing up, getting their phones out concerning a possible goal that might be happening. As the ball is deflected, and we move into the far field as the ZJUNlict team chips the ball away. As things are calming down as the ball just exits the screen, and we indeed have a 10-on-10 between ZJUNlict as Tigers are screaming for Lucas to call for a challenge flag, as there is something to be challenged and we don't really know what.
Potential shot on the goal by ZJUNlict, but it was deflected.
As
The heat is there. The heat is here.
As we don't know what's happening, we do know that Tigers has called for a challenge flag to debate something that we are not really sure of, but we hope to get some news from our vision expert about what is happening. As we do see that the team from Tigers was very confident about the decision, as the assistant referee is sprinting across the field to also join in the discussion.
Okay, so there was a discussion going on about a certain foul that got repeated every 2 seconds, which doesn't seem correct. But our vision expert isn't sure what discussion is going on right now, since it is entirely in German. Our vision expert is clearly not the best in German. I heard he is really good in French.
He
though.
is really good in French, as he would probably be better off standing at the commentator desk from Namek, as he would perfectly fit within there. But German is not his forte, which is unfortunate, but we do understand that. Also, we're just only native mortals who speak Dutch and English. As we wait for the referees, who are now all standing across the, standing over the screen that I believe has the game controller on there.
No, this is the vision expert. Everyone is standing behind our vision expert, looking at what is going on right now.
Yes.
Which is very odd, because normally they are indeed looking at the game control operator screen.
This is indeed a perfect moment to maybe comment our vision expert, who has also been very helpful in providing us with the latest updates during these live streams, but also actually installing the status board and vision client for you to see at home. As this is Emil Steerneman from RoboTeam Twente, as we bring this live stream to you live. And for the people watching, once more, we are watching the grand finals between Tigers Mannheim and ZJUNlict China. As we are here in the commentator booth discussing that we cannot press the 4 buttons for the 4 cameras that we have fast enough, as a lot of stuff is happening, and the assistant referee is once more going back to her position on the left side of the field, as I still see some discussion going on between the main referee and the robot handlers. This discussion is possibly not going on in English, or not going on in German, as the robot handler from ZJUNlict is of course Chinese, Lucas from Tigers is German, and our lovely referee is from Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder how that discussion is going.
Okay, Thijs, I have very, very good news for us, because once again, the stream, our live stream, actually determined the decision of the referee. Yes, throw those hands in the air for sure. Wave them around like you just don't care. Because the other red thought that the Tigers kicked the ball outside of the field. However, on the stream, it was very clear that Tigers were shooting the ball and it got deflected one of ZJUNlict robots, and then it left the field, allowing for a free kick for Tigers.
Okay, interesting. And also glad to hear that indeed the live stream is helping out, because if I'm too late with the replay, you can of course just scrub back in time, as this game is being recorded as well for your beautiful eyes to see later in the game, as we continue with a free kick from Tigers that is going to a free man across the field, but defended by ZJUNlict, as they're moving again to the middle of the field. Let me try and get you the right image, as the ball is actually going out of the field to be brought back into the game by the camera operator from Tigers, who throws the ball to the other side of the field.
Yeah, so the camera operator from Tigers is Andre. Andre has been part of Tigers Mannheim for quite some time now. He definitely knows all the ins and outs of what there is to know about the small size league. Today he'll be operating the camera to also capture this grand final between Tigers Mannheim and ZJUNlict. So we're already pretty far into the second half, with 2 minutes left. It's still 0-0, so it's still anyone's game at this point, and I fear that we might have to go into overtime, Thijs.
I do believe you might be right in that sense, as the robots from ZJUNlict are moving the ball back where it belongs, as now the game is running and it's up for ZJUNlict to continue to play, as it's indeed very interesting, and we might actually be looking at a tie. Whereas the robots from Tigers are now in front of the field of ZJUNlict, as the ball is swiftly taken away, and now there's an opportunity for ZJUNlict to shoot, as there's some free room on the right side of the field, but it's also defended. As there's some beautiful dribbling, I can't help but notice by both teams actually, as there's some defending going on, and we are back at a sort of equal stalemate here between both teams, with 1 minute and 28 seconds on the clock. Ball placement for Tigers. But like you said, Amy, I do believe that this game might very well end up in a tie, meaning that we'll go into overtime, which is, I think, something that is well deserving of this game, as there are number 4 from ZJUNlict is going for the ball, gunning for it, as there's some free room. As people behind me are screaming as much as I am, but now it's up for Tigers, as the ball is once more defended.
We can definitely see that everyone's paying very close attention. They're really focused on what's going on, and everyone is feeling it. The robots might be feeling while the ball is being kicked out of the field.
It's time for a robot substitution.
And the robot substitution on ZJUNlict start. The robot handler is calmly walking over the field, trying to find Z1 to take with them. It is number 10.
I must say that I have to give credit for Jesse, the robot handler of ZJUNlict, who will just swiftly replace the robot with another one, for not showing any nerve at all during the game, or so it seems, as they seem to be very calm and collected in general. The same cannot really be said for the team of Tigers, as they are screaming with every move that their team is making. Of course, most of us are here during this beautiful game, as the ball once more goes over the field, and we might be looking at halftime with end of game with 33 seconds remaining, possibly going into overtime and penalties as a result.
Tigers também vem.
Que isso?
Oh, as there's some great defending again from number 1 from ZJUNlict, as there's a lot of pressing going on from the side of Tigers, as we're watching it from the point of view of the keeper, as there's a current chip and the danger is gone away. Amy, what do you think of the game so far?
It is very exciting. I'm definitely getting an adrenaline rush. teams created multiple great opportunities to actually score goals. I do feel like Tigers were a bit on the stronger side when it comes to attacking, but no one is going to the defense of ZJUNlict and that goalie.
Yes, as we move into overtime, there's 5 minutes for the game to change anything they like. As I see both teams frantically sprinting towards the robots, and I'm going to try and capture something for the audience live to see.
And it's not just our physical audience here that's definitely feeling everything that's going on the field here. It's also our online audience. Feeling the heat that we're going into overtime.
As I am literally sweating from watching this game and screaming into the microphone, I do hope that the audio is still somewhat okay, as people behind us are also feeling that heat. Everyone is feeling the heat. Perhaps it's just warm here, but it's possibly the game. As we wait for overtime to be over, with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Then we'll go into the overtime indeed. In the meantime, we see ZJUNlict placing another skirt on their robot. Tigers having a fierce discussion on the side of the field. I think it's mainly about software now. Robots seem to be operating just fine, but maybe there's something they can do to make it even better.
There is indeed some programming going on to the side of Tigers. Perhaps they have noticed something about the way in which ZJUNlict is playing. I do not see any of the ZJUNlict members trying to program some last-minute changes as well. So I'm curious to see whether the changes that the Tigers are doing at the moment will actually break it or make it during the first half of overtime in starting at about 2 minutes.
As Robot Team members, we always go to a lot of events every year, and we always show the audience like what the small size league game looks like. And normally we played the grand finals of last year, where it was Tigers versus Arcos, but I feel like the next year's team might show this game because it definitely shows all the highlights and all the thrill of a small size league game.
Yes, definitely. As we're also here very much enjoying the show, as I really hope you guys do as well. Possibly a finals to be remembered for quite a long time, as both teams are really giving each other a real hard time, as there are no goals that have been scored. And I will quite possibly check whether I can show you the replay from a potential goal of Tigers once more, as we wait for everyone to finish taking care of the robots. We do see that the robot handler from ZJUNlict is actually talking to the godfather or the botfather of Tigers, who has been around for, I believe, 13 years already.
Yes, this is indeed Andre. He was operating the camera just now, but he has moved to the field to help out the robot handler of Tigers to do the final touch-ups on the robot. There's 40 seconds left on the clock before we officially go into overtime. On the side of ZJUNlict, turning on the robots, doing some extra check if the skirts are attempted properly.
As we have a quick look at the replay once more, one of the potential opportunities from Tigers, as the ball is chipped to the goal area of ZJUNlict, and the ball was reflected by the keeper. I actually do wonder whether if this ball would have gone into the goal, whether it would have been a valid one, given that the ball went up pretty high. This is also a discussion we had last game, as I might not be completely on point with the rules, but it doesn't matter anyway, as there was a great save by the ZJUNlict keeper. Yeah. as my audience requests a slow-mo replay, I will quickly go for that slow-mo for you guys as we start the game in a little while after.
And so there was a kickoff for. So there was a kickoff, and the author thinks there might have been a goal, but it's already determined invalid because of exceeding maximum height. However, I didn't feel like there was a shot at the goal, and it definitely did not reach the goal.
As my Spanish commentator friend to the right side of the field was waving at me not to do the replay, as there was so much action going on. But it is resolved, and we're now watching live again as there's the first half of overtime with 2 minutes of game time remaining.
Yes, there's a beautiful chip directed towards the goal, but deflected by ZJUNlict. However, Tigers already has the ball back. Again, a fierce battle in the middle of the field, and the ball is kicked out of the field, the sideline, allowing for a ball placement by Tigers.
Mano, olha que da hora a transmissão, velho. Tem campo ali também, na marca d'água. Caralho. Pô, falta isso pro Brasil, hein?
Tem a câmera do campo. E virar de transmissão.
As we see, the ball is being chipped and lands on top of the heads of one of the robots, but it quickly rolls off with a ball placement for Tigers. But it looks like Tigers has requested a timeout since the robot handler is like ready to go.
As the game is now stopped, and we wait for the decisions to come through.
Now to think about it, I don't think it's a timeout. I think robot number 12, his name is ready to be taken out due to a yellow card on Tiger's side. Which means that Tigers Mannheim is only allowed to play with 10 robots for the next 2 minutes. It's actually quite some time.
Daqui não dá pra ver a frente.
Great dribbling and ball handling from ZJUNlict. I feel like we could definitely have a wave in here. ZJUNlict has the ball, ready to score. Great ball made by Tigers, and the ball is kicked over the sideline. Tigers took a ball placement. A successful ball placement. However, there's a timeout for ZJUNlict as the robots get into their Z and T formation.
And I do believe that now is indeed the time for the programmers from ZJUNlict to make some last minute changes. I do believe they have some things in mind, as they don't seem to be sweating at all, or at least not that visibly, as the timer is already over. As we are waiting for the game to continue, we indeed notice that the formations of both teams are the first letter of their teams respectively, and it just looks very beautiful, as you can also see on the field in your left corner below.
Antigamente o Artoy.
There has been a potential goal made.
That's invalid.
Invalid. But I think Tigers might want to challenge this. Oh, it was indeed invalid.
It was invalid.
Tigers is communicating with the other team members that it was indeed an invalid goal since the ball exceeded the maximum height of 0.15 meters or 15 centimeters.
Mano, eu tava atrás dele procurando ele, não ia achar
Eu
nunca.
fiquei tipo, mano, ele tá vindo aonde?
I don't know about you, Tigers, but I'm sweating like crazy here.
I'm sweating way too much, and I cannot really press the buttons fast enough for all the action to take place, as I'm trying to see what's going on over here. As there's a potential opportunity for the attacker from ZJUNlict, as he's dribbling with the ball. I can almost say practically as there's
ZJUNlict there on this side. Hope the defense of Tigers was just too strong. There's a fierce battle going on. Ball cannot to the game.
Pra que passar? Chupa. Uou!
I have to say, I feel like I have seen more successful passes from on ZJUNlict sides than on Tiger side. It actually quite surprises me because I feel like Tigers is really good in passing. During like in between games, they practice on the field and they like keep passing onto each other, chips, kicks, all the works. So I'm not really sure what tweaking they've done, but I'm not sure it was in their favor.
So as we have ended overtime, almost the ball is still in play as the game will continue. As long as the ball is in play, there's an opportunity for ZJUNlict as the ball now crosses the sideline. As with all of the noise going on, we indeed noticed that the noise filter that I've applied in earlier streams is also filtering out our noise, which definitely makes sense as most of the stuff that we're saying is very enthusiastic, but maybe not very newsworthy. But I do think it is a worthy addition to the game, as we'll try to talk closer into the microphone when the game commences in 1.5 minutes time. As we have managed to quickly catch our breath, we notice that there's 32 more seconds as not only the robot handler from ZJUNlict is on the field, but also one of his team members. As we're asking our lovely vision expert whether there are some more updates as the robots are being checked with 15 seconds of overtime timeout remaining. We will now move on to the game views once more.
Well, we are for the second half to start of the overtime. We hear that Namek, the team that is doing the live coverage of this game, is doing some promotion for themselves, and we will help them with that. Namek is a team from Bordeaux. They're really adorable, really nice. They play in Division B, and they're doing live coverage here for everyone who is watching, but not really following what's going on. So thank you for doing that live coverage in French.
Yes, thank you, Namek, of course, for your English live stream. We're your favorite hosts, Thijs and Amy from RoboTeam Twente, with our lovely vision expert, Emil Stierneman, sitting next to the referees and getting all the information when we need it.
So we see a ball placement on ZJUNlict sides. Well, there's also a wall being formed. It chips over Tigers. However, Tigers push the ball out of the field. Allowing for another ball placement by ZJUNlict. Quite successfully.
Caralho, velho. O desenho do Dyke é um bagulho gráfico.
As the ball is chipped to the left side of your screen, the attack from ZJUNlict just misses the ball as it shoots over the sideline, ready for Tigers to bring it back into play.
O Dyke é os gráficos. É o livro?
As it appears that there's a robot from ZJUNlict, let me get a clear picture of it. In the left side of the screen is driving into the wall. We don't know why that's happening. Possibly because it wants to place the ball, as we see the referee slowly walking up to that corner, ready probably to take the ball that is supposedly lying in the corner out of reach.
The robots kept driving into Bordeaux. It's indeed very, very strange. I have not seen ZJUNlict robots do this before. However, the game is halted at the moment, and the robot handler of ZJUNlict is on the field. However, I do not see a robot substitution on the screen.
No fault.
But regardless, indeed, the robot is taken out of the field as no substitute is brought back into the game, meaning that ZJUNlict is playing actually with 9 robots, if I'm not mistaken. Possibly 10.
Probably 10.
Probably 10.
Let's have a quick count. I'll try my best for that.
Ball placement, ball placement. Ball placement.
So there's yet another ball placement going on for ZJUNlict. And yet again, it's struggling a little bit in that corner. Maybe vision is not optimal on that side. But I hear from our vision expert is also not really sure what's going on. I hope he has some clarity for us soon.
As also Tigers is calling for a robot substitution here, as Lucas is sprinting over the field, going for Dijkstra. Of course, famous for Dijkstra's algorithm, I would assume, where you try to get to a specific location with the minimum cost available. I am not too sure, but maybe some Tigers fans in the audience can confirm this for me, whether that is indeed the name. Vision is appearing to be okay-ish, though there is some stuttering.
But it's not something the team should be able to handle.
As we see both teams defending, or Tigers actually defending from the attack from ZJUNlict, as the Tigers defender shoots the ball over their own back line, giving ZJUNlict a clear possibility for a corner kick if they manage to bring the ball into the right place at the right time. As we see the robot moving on your left side of the screen, and it's definitely placed very well, ready for kickoff.
And we see the corner kick becomes a chip all the way to the other side of the defense area, which seems like a famous move now for ZJUNlict. I've seen them do this multiple times. Let's see if it successfully, as the ball is being kicked out of the field on the back line.
Olha isso, minuto e 20. Olha que lindo isso aí. Olha isso. Caralho! Como é que esse cara joga nesse vazio, menino?
Yet another ball placement for Tigers. We still have 20 seconds left, and I think they executed it beautifully. Not with a nice smooching coconut kissing method from Immortals, but definitely just as effective.
Essa bola tem robô aqui pra receber a bola.
Tem limite de altura do círculo? Tem. Mas deve ser um inferno isso aqui. Ah, tem 2 câmeras, é mais fácil. Mas no VB, mano, tem uma câmera só, deve ser um inferno.
É mesmo se as câmeras estão em cima.
Ah, mas é assim.
Mas tem um trabalho, tem um trabalho só de
As the ball is now shot out over the sideline, it is up to ZJUNlict to bring the ball back, as they will beautifully bring it back to the side of the field, which you see before we continue with the game. There's a chip going on to the other side of the field, as there's a striker waiting from ZJUNlict, who is now blocked by 4 or 5 defenders from Tigers, as the ball is once more deflected, but number 1 is taking it again, and has a shot on goal, but just misses. As it's now the turn from Tigers to fight for the ball. As there's a possibility for a goal, but it shoots just across the side.
9 minutes.
As there are 9 seconds left in the second half of overtime.
Thijs, I feel like we're going to a shootout. This will become a shootout. I'm confident.
This will become a shootout, and of course we'll be here trying to cover everything from the most crisp angles for you as possible, as we'll hear from the Vision and old members shortly how this sort of final decisions will be made in the game.
Yeah, but first a corner kick for Tigers, possibly the last chance here in the second half of overtime.
As there's great defense from ZJUNlict as the ball is returned to the middle of the field, as there's a fight between 9 and number 3 of Tigers and ZJUNlict, as number 3 does some clear dribbles but then shoots the ball over the field, as half time is now, the second half is over from overtime.
It does appear like Tigers is having space. There's one robot spinning around in the center of the field, and it's not going into the T formation that it should. Do we think that Tigers might be having some problems?
Perhaps.
We hope they manage to fix it and get ready in time for shootouts.
Perhaps this was some last-minute changes in the code that we saw them making. Maybe they don't want the T anymore. Maybe they want something else. Maybe they want an exclamation mark for the beauty of this game, as both teams are putting in a hell of a show, and Lipos are actually being replaced with Gandalf, the goalkeeper, as he shall not let ZJUNlict strikers pass. Making sure he's ready and charged up.
Yeah, so Thijs, we've been talking about shootouts, and we're going into the shootout phase. Tell us, what is a shootout? Let our audience know.
Tell us, what is a shootout? I actually have to admit here that I'm not completely familiar with the shootout, but I would assume that it's a one-on-one between a striker from one team and the keeper from the other. The teams are allowed to dribble a little bit with the ball in before they have to shoot it, and if the ball is deflected with more than a 90-degree angle, the goal does not count.
Well said, well said.
Thank you. As I will quickly leave this stand to in order to move the camera to the right position in the field as we prepare for the shootout.
We see Tigers frankly trying to get the robots off the field, while ZJUNlict is a little bit more calm, taking their robots out, turning them off, and bringing them to the side of the field. We only see Gandalf and the goalie from ZJUNlict left on the field. Well, there is some spinning going around. ZJUNlict side with a robot handler. So it's definitely time for penalty shootouts. As I see Thijs rushing on the other side of the field, trying to get the best angle for you, so we won't miss any milliseconds of what is going on. He's strongly, he's fiercely walking back. There he is. So Thijs, what do you feel about? How do you feel about the angles?
If I get closer to the microphone again, I do feel that the angle on the far side of our field could be a little bit better, but there's no power plug on that side, as we'll have to do with a very close up of the keeper and the goal, which can be quite a nice view. I'll try and make it a little bit nicer if I can, though.
However, there is something that we noticed during shootouts. You're not allowed to take a timeout. You're from my vision expert. However, ZJUNlict is touching their robots, and you're only allowed to touch your robot or your code during timeout. The referee is getting a little bit annoyed with this and screams stop, but maybe there's a language barrier, not clear. ZJUNlict is not allowed to touch their robots. I really hope for them this is not becoming a problem. However, we do see some discussion going on at our vision expert Tigers was a little bit frustrated that ZJUNlict was still doing this. I'm not sure if they were actually touching it or if they were not fully aware of the rules. But for the viewers at home, once again, it is not allowed to have timeout or touch your robots or code during penalty shootouts. So while the game is halted and we're waiting for the penalty shootout, I'm not really sure what we're waiting for at the moment. I feel like the teams might be ready, the audience is ready. We cannot wait for this shootout to commence. I see Thijs walking back to me. I hope he will join me again, so he can also give his opinion on what is going on right now.
As I do feel that this angle is quite a bit better, as you also see my gimbal in the back of the goal, waiting behind the keeper from, which is apparently going to be ZJUNlict. As we see Gandalf here in the front, as people are now starting to move.
Yes, and I have an interesting update. Remember when I said you were not allowed to have a timeout? The referees decided that for this and this one time only, both teams are allowed to have one timeout during penalty shootouts. I cannot wait to see what will happen. Man, this is exciting.
And as for my take on this this whole event, I have never once seen a penalty shootout in my entire life. It's also been the first year that I'm here for the RoboCup. So I do think that a timeout on either side of the field is deserving, as both teams are now picking up the bits and pieces of the field. As there definitely was a scramble and a scrap here between the two teams. Tigers versus ZJUNlict. As there was a request from the audience, he would like to see 4 cameras at the same time. Well, that is just a view I am able to provide you with, as of course you ask and we serve, as there is a good vision. Ambera is asking what is a shootout, or at least shootout with a question mark. I do believe we talked over a shootout, and I hope it is now more clear. But if there are any questions, if there's anything you want us to do, then please let us know. As we mentioned, normally speaking, a timeout would not be allowed before a shootout because this game is so tense, and because we feel that both teams are very, very challenging to one another. And indeed, as both teams have agreed, there is room for a timeout, as it has 3 more seconds on the clock.
For ZJUNlict's timeout, yeah, they used the entire 5 minutes of their timeout. And the referee is saying no more touching the robot or the software. I am not too sure if ZJUNlict is feeling confident. They're taking out their goalie. He might replace it with another one.
Meanwhile, Gandalf isn't bothered by anything, as Raiwan is asking indeed for us to see 4 cameras. And I do want to let everyone at the audience know that Raiwan is also a RoboCup Small Size League team that is playing in Division B.
Yes, yes. And I quickly took a look at the robots, and I have to say I'm really, really impressed with what you made. I just love how your robot opens up with like a little lid on top, when you can easily replace hypos and take a look at all the good stuff that's inside your robot.
Yes.
Really impressed. And also like that you can take the skirt off because it's connected by magnets, so that makes it very easy.
As indeed, impressive stuff from both Raiwan and from the two teams here across the field. Also from Namek, our commentators that are sitting across from the field that will be providing commentary in French. I do hope that we'll also stay in English and that our noise filter won't cancel us out, as things are getting tense here and the referee places the ball near the goal from Tigers, meaning that Gandalf will be the first to defend, and number 3 from ZJUNlict, I don't know if they have a name, will be taking the first penalty. Man. Given the fact that we want you to be able to see as much as possible, we'll for temporarily remove ourselves from the goal home perspective, as we cannot take the heat any longer, and would like to give you guys a full view of also the teams that are participating.
But we're about to start. I see penalty shootout is on the screen. ZJUNlict has a goalie in the goal. Gandalf does not seem completely ready yet, but maybe he will be the one trying to take the penalty. Who knows?
As I'm gearing up to get my replays ready in action, I would really love to see some of those juicy penalty replays when we have time for it, and if we have time for it. I am not too certain, but
I don't think we have time.
I don't
Because I
think
just
we
heard
have
from the
time.
vision expert that Tigers is the one who is going to take the first penalty.
Oh.
And if this is decided, I feel like we will start soon. And there we go, Gandalf is in his goal, and Torvalds, number 14 of Tigers, will be the one taking the penalty. We see everyone around this field looking tense. Everyone is excited. We cannot wait to see what is going to happen.
As I wonder, Amy, is that the position for the ball to be placed at the start of a penalty? That seems to be quite a far distance from the goal. As we zoom in on the keeper from ZJUNlict, who is getting ready, and I hear a beeping noise. Do you hear that too?
I hear it too, as the penalty is about to start. From Torvalds, number 14 of Tigers.
As we gear up to quickly watch a replay here.
So during a penalty, the ball is played 8 meters away from the goal, so that's a little bit over the half of the field. You see for me why it took quite some time before the penalty shootout actually started. Tigers had to touch one button on their AI. However, as mentioned, you're not allowed to work on your code or robots during a penalty shootout. So they had to ask the referee, and the referee was okay with it. So now we're having the penalty shootout. So let's see what ZJUNlict can do, and if Gandalf will be able to stop this penalty.
As I do wonder, why is number 14 standing in? Never mind, number 14 has moved out of the way, as it's number 3 who is now going for the penalty.
He appears to be having some dribbling problems, however.
As the penalty kick has failed by ZJUNlict, meaning that they will not be able to score this time around, as it's 1-0 by Tigers Mannheim, as number 3 is replaced after a faulty goal, or a faulty attempt at the goal.
So during a penalty shootout, you only have a certain amount of time to actually score a goal. And since ZJUNlict was not able to dribble, they were not able to move the ball fast enough over the field, running out of time. But now we're looking at Torvalds going for a second attempt to also score a goal here again. And he manages! He succeeds, another successful penalty for Tigers Mannheim. Well done.
É isso.
Aí você me fala pra fazer la compagnie de Saint-Gauthier. Ils ont vu commentaires en live. Excusez-nous pour les problèmes. On espère que vous êtes aussi enthousiastes que pour les Béninois
As I apologize for the last minute switch to the far view behind the keeper, it did lag a little bit because you couldn't see the ball go in, but the ball definitely did go in as there is a 2-0 score against ZJUNlict. Tigers versus ZJUNlict as we're gearing up to take another penalty from the side of ZJUNlict as they're again having trouble and the time has ran out. I wonder whether it has anything to do with the last minute code changes that ZJUNlict has made. As number 3 is once more swapped out.
This is devastating for ZJUNlict. I'm sure Tigers are very excited about all the successful penalties. However, is this the way that winning really feels like a victory?
I would have liked to see something else. I would like to see these teams once more go head-to-head in a penalty shootout. The very first one I've seen in my life. As we wait and anxiously watch as Tamales will once more score against ZJUNlict, as the keeper all of a sudden doesn't seem to be moving as fast as we are used to.
Yes, I'm actually quite surprised. I feel like the timeout that ZJUNlict used might have not been the most effective one yet.
And of course, that is also something in this, as if you're making changes in timeout, do note that you're under a lot of stress, under a lot of time constraints, meaning that it might be very challenging to really do some last minute updates quite well. As we see that once more, bots from ZJUNlict are being replaced, as Jesse, the robot handler from that team, is looking for the right one, the one that's going to make the goal on behalf of ZJUNlict, as there's limited opportunities, and I do believe even that if ZJUNlict doesn't score now, the Tigers might take home the victory.
Yes, I think you might have a valid point there, Thijs. However, there's also something interesting that our vision experts pointed out, which is really valid, that ZJUNlict's robots were moving during a halted state, and I feel like the robot of ZJUNlict still having the same issues. Only 10 seconds are allowed. If the ball is still in play after 10 seconds, the game is stopped. ZJUNlict did not manage to score a goal, meaning that Tigers is the winner of the Small Size League RoboCup 2023 here in Bordeaux. Well done. Congratulations, Tigers.
As indeed, it is perhaps a bit of an anticlimactic end to a very tense final, as Tigers was battling against ZJUNlict, but won 3-0 in a penalty shootout, having some technical issues on the side of ZJUNlict. Wow, what a game.
Well, Thijs, I don't know what about you, but I need to catch my breath. I will sleep for a week after this. It was very intense.
I probably won't sleep at all after all the adrenaline that I've been given from this live stream and from the from the game, as I see that Tigers are smacking away against one another, giving high fives all around, as they are very happy and thrilled with their deserved victory, even though I think the two teams actually really went head to head.
Which is very understandable that Tigers is this excited, because for the last times when they were in the tournament together with ZJUNlict, they have not been able to win. So now they actually defeated one of their biggest opponents, which I think is very impressive. Tigers does still need to sign the results of this match, otherwise they are not the official winners, but I'm sure they will gladly accept. And I see a lot of jumping up and down, also from the newest members from Tigers, Jessica, for whom it must be very exciting to be here, her first RoboCup, and already see her team win and take home the trophy.
Indeed, and I think for ZJUNlict, not to already get ahead too fast, but I think penalty shootout is a very concrete point which they can work on to come back even stronger next year, as we've seen so much from this incredible team. I also really do think that their performance in the particular game against Tigers has been very on point. They have been a lot on behalf of Tigers, has had some clear goal opportunities and an impressive game overall. With indeed a congratulations to Tigers, who've always been impressive, but also in this game during a penalty shootout.
Yes, and I would like to thank all the viewers, not online, but also the ones here, and of course both teams participating. Tigers, really well done. But ZJUNlict, my God, you've done really, really well. Too bad about the shootouts, but you've definitely proven yourself worthy. And I cannot wait to see everyone again next year in Eindhoven in 2024.
Yes, of course, your favorite host, Thijs Bink and Amy Gansboom, will definitely also try to be there as things are looking now. We're already looking into how we can make the live stream for next year even better, even more vicious, and even more clean as our vision expert joins the table. Perhaps wanting to say a few more words about what has happened during this game.
That was intense. I'm still shaking. Oh wow, especially during the penalties. Whew. I could not really see that much of the actual game live because there were so many people standing before me. But I was at the live stream, of course, and the vision output. So I watched most of it via the screen. But then you can very clearly see when suddenly a robot moves into a spot where there's no one else, where there's no other robot, and you think, pass to that robot, and then suddenly it's not happening, and you think, oh no, why don't you? What's going on? Oh, all right.
Yeah, you're still catch your breath, man. Take it easy. So how was it to be the vision expert at the grand finals of the small size league RoboCup 2023 in Bordeaux?
The most thing I enjoyed about doing vision was actually listening to all the referee the discussions and decisions being made, and not actually the vision was fine. It has been fine for the past week basically, except for maybe a little bit here on the top of the field. It was kind of jittery, but nothing that teams like ZJUNlict or Tigers couldn't handle.
So how do you feel about the result? Do you think it's a fair win for Tigers?
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember back in 2018 when the RoboCup was in Montreal. I'm not sure if ZJUNlict won, I think so, but I remember their dribblers being insane, and they still are, of course. But this thing of grabbing the ball and then twisting around and shooting into the goal, that was at that point unbeatable. But now, what I've seen this year is that Tigers has caught up, and they can basically do the same and put up a strong resistance. So clearly they've worked hard, everyone has, of course, but they made very strong improvements. So I definitely think it is deserved.
Yeah, agreed. I also heard that the biggest project of Tigers this year was indeed the dribble bar, and I think they succeeded nicely.
Emil is taking a big sip from his drink, which is not on video. I should have actually mentioned this because it wasn't on video. As Tigers are taking a photo, which I cannot see. I only see the feet of the camera person, which is quite a shame. Maybe if they move away, and if only my camera angle was a bit higher up. As we see,
What can you see?
well, we see not much. We see feet.
We are now live streaming to OnlyFans.
We're now live.
First
Yes.
money is already coming
Next
in.
you will be able to find our live stream at robofans.nl, where Robert Twente and with your favorite host and your favorite guests will definitely be able to live stream it as well. As we're eating sour gummy worms here and waiting for Tigers to.
Yeah, so if you do plan to donate to our Robo fans, we will definitely use that money to invest in live streams, give you even better angles, more viewing points,
More feet.
more
Cameras
goals.
under the table.
Cameras under the tables.
So
Cameras
you always
in
have
robots.
a clear feed point of view.
Yes. This is what we truly call feedforward feedback. As we are looking for your feedback.
getting out of,
course,
Give
in the
our
chat.
feedback, yes.
Give our feedback, please.
Really getting out of feet.
It's really getting out of feed.
Featuring Emil Stuurman.
As our hosts are slowly breaking down, not necessarily breaking down the game, but breaking down mentally, as we cannot process what has just happened in a game.
This entire live stream has been a huge feat already.
And as we provide the live feed to you guys, we want to let you know that with the 3-0 final score in a penalty shootout, Tigers Mannheim has officially defeated ZJUNlict China. As I do now know that defeated also contains the word feet, as we cannot really process anything that's going on here anymore. As we do thank our audience for being so great at keeping up with us for the whole time. As And so we're loving all the all the comments from you guys, and also hope that you'll be there next year in Eindhoven, the Netherlands, as we take a moment to enjoy everything that's going on. Quite possibly there will be some practice matches after this game. I don't know if they will be live streamed. I don't know if they're worthy of being live streamed after this incredible grand final.
You want an interview with someone?
Oh, but like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you will definitely get a notification when we are live again.
Yes. As for the people of you who are still watching, I believe we're getting a post-game interview with the referee of today's game, from the as well as a member of the organizing committee, as she is taking a seat here at the commentator booth. Welcome. The commentator booth, apart from the commentator booth across from the field at Namek. Referee of the game, how do you feel about it? What are your first thoughts?
Well, it was one of the best games. I think it was the best game we had this year in SSL RoboCup. So I'm very happy for both teams. They both did an amazing job. And it was quite sad in the end that ZJUNlict didn't have the shootouts implemented correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you actually know why that might be? Is it maybe because of the final changes they made to their code?
I don't know. I mean, I think both teams were not well prepared for the shootouts, but Tigers had something there. I mean,
It
so
was
I guess,
something.
yeah, it was something. So I guess that was what saved them. But yeah, it was a
Right.
bit unfortunate that such a beautiful game ended with the team not having something implemented.
Yeah, but in general, indeed, I do think that it was perhaps one of the games, at least the best game I've ever seen, although I'm only here for 1 year. It's very well, great to see also Tigers having a victory. How was it for you to referee this match?
It was intense, I would say. It's a very important match for both teams. Yeah, it's the final, and they were very anxious to win. So we did have some quite challenging challenge flags, but overall they were both very kind and didn't complain much or
Yeah.
too much fussy. So
Yeah, and overall limited issues, I think, apart from some small discussions, but nothing you guys couldn't handle. So, with that said, as Tigers are now victorious, is there anything maybe you would like to say to all the viewers at home? There were about 120 throughout the game, now still 50 left. Anything you would like to say to them, or as OC in general?
I'd like to thank you guys for coming to watch. This means a lot to all of us. I mean, we come here every year to compete for this. So thank you for all your support, and I hope you guys come and see us next year too.
Yes. Thank you very much for the lovely interview.
Thank you, and see you
Yes,
later
yes,
then.
See you later. Yes, thank you. As I am still sweating, trying to recover from this, not necessarily from the interview, from the game. I see Jonas is asking about a member interview. I assume you would like to have a member from Tigers about their post-game victory. I would assume so, as I'm maybe trying to see if any one of them is looking at me. Perhaps to see if anyone is able for a post-game interview. Lenny, could I get anyone for a post-game interview, maybe? Do you have someone for a post-game interview, perhaps? Yeah? Great. As your request, as there are some herzliche Glückwünschen aus Ittlingen. Did I pronounce that correctly? As people are asking around for someone to take place next to me for a post-game interview, as I'm truly still sweating, and I do believe people from Tigers are also I'll wait for someone to join me to the commentator booth, as people are still sticking around, which I'm very glad for to notice. As I'll wait a brief minute, as I also would like to hear from you whether you have any questions for the members of Tigers. Maybe we can get a dive deeper into the penalty shootout. As behind me, I don't know if you can see it, there are people from Croatia storming into the hall. As I don't really know what is happening. As they're moving on to the side of my view, I'll try to get you a view here. As I think they might have won something. I don't know what they've won. But they're very happy to be there in general. As that is an incredible victory dance, a victory tour maybe even. As I'm still waiting for someone from Tigers to join me. As indeed, we can ask Tigers about the main focus of their software improvements this year, as well as keys to success, and possibly even whether they anticipated for a penalty shootout. I'm actually also quite curious about that, as I do now have a member from the Tigers team, Andre, I do believe, right?
Yes.
Yes. Join me for a post-game interview.
Yeah.
Welcome, Andre. Of course, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
With your victory, a hard-fought victory actually.
It was.
What are your first thoughts about the game?
It was actually pretty awesome. I mean, we played like ZJU every evening now.
Yeah.
On 2 days ago, we made the first friendly. Yesterday evening, we had the official match, the upper final. Today, we had a match against them, and it was always close. Always fun to watch.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think also for the audience, it's
It is.
absolutely nice to watch.
It is thrilling, and I was sweating, or we all have been sweating. I don't know about you. Have you been sweating during the game?
Yeah, but I need to have a steady hand because I was on the main camera.
But you were on the
I
main
need to
camera.
keep my hand steady, but yeah, it was thrilling.
It was intense, yes.
Yeah.
I was wondering one thing. Of course, during the upper semifinals, I believe you already beat ZJUNlict once.
Yes.
That was actually a much more clear victory
Yes.
than it was now. What do you think happened between the finals and now?
Yeah, there was one night in between.
Yeah.
So it looked like they had like, I don't know, an hour of sleep or something.
Okay.
So it looks like they tuned more in the right direction. We tried a few new things because we were like, come on, we need to be a more clear victory, more dominant. And we tried a few new things in the match actually, and which didn't work out.
Okay.
Their dribbling improved overnight,
Yeah.
same time.
That's
So it's like they got stronger. We made a few mistakes with too little sleep and stuff. So
Right.
yeah, it made it more even.
Perhaps maybe general questions from the audience. They were wondering what were your the focus of your software improvements for this year. Perhaps not the ones you made yesterday night, but overall.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of tiny things.
Right.
So of course we now had a bit better dribbler. I mean, I think it was pretty obvious because last year in Thailand it was just really bad.
Okay. Yeah.
But we took a bit of the carpet and tested at home with the Thailand carpet.
Nice.
Was pretty similar here. So yeah, first we had the dribbling, which was much nicer hardware-wise.
Yep.
But then we needed to make use of it in the software. And there we had the one thing that we call is like the finisher. Is a move with the ball.
Okay.
I mean, it usually finishes the defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's supposed to take the ball and move along the defense and shoot on the goal.
Okay.
We extended it to a
Lunch.
thanks.
Thanks for last.
No worries. No worries.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, we extended it to a protect mode as well.
Okay.
Where we just like, down we have nobody to shoot at or no passes is possible.
Yeah.
We just take the ball and turn away like from the
Right.
opponent.
Right. Yes.
And it's very difficult if like one is coming, it's okay. If two opponents are coming, it's getting difficult. And most of the time they were coming with three.
Yeah.
And it's actually, we did the same thing overnight where we were like, okay, they are also strong in dribbling.
Yeah.
Maybe we should also like call in another attacker
Okay.
that also pushes positions nearby just to disrupt their
Right.
dribbling moves. And it was a good decision, I think.
Interesting.
So
Yeah. Definitely.
it's all ball centric now. That's
Right.
the main thing.
Okay.
currently.
So you would also say that that's perhaps the key to success is
Yeah.
really that ball handling.
Yeah, I think most of the robots are pretty even now in hardware. So I mean, they have full wheels, kicker, dribbler, chipper, so that's all kind of the same.
Yep.
But there is this gap where you have teams that dribble like awesome
Yep.
and don't dribble at all, or it's struggling with ball placement and stuff like that. So there's really a gap that I see, and that's I think currently it's a difference maker.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Perhaps one of the final questions is, during this game, Adel, were you anticipating a penalty shootout? Have you been preparing for it?
No, actually not at all. We were like, I talked to the ZJU, I was like, you have an idea what will happen when you say was no? I was like, nah, I don't know either. So let's see. I just remember last year, the last time we tested penalty shootout was last year in Thailand before the final. There we had a practice slot on the practice field and we're testing one or two things. Because we were like, nah, maybe in the final it's good to test it before.
Could be, yeah.
But this year we didn't think about it at all. And was like, yeah, let's see what will happen.
Let's see what happened. Okay, so that was the same for ZJUNlict. Did you actually manage to implement something for the penalties during that final timeout?
No. We didn't. I don't think we did anything. It was also very little.
Yeah, little time.
There was little time. Also during the match, we did little tuning. I mean, we found 1 or 2 bugs that we did last night.
Right. Yeah.
But apart from that, it's just keep it going.
Incredible, incredible. Yeah, so in general, I think a very great performance. Of course, we've seen a lot of you from throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Just great stuff in general. Is there anything you're looking to improve for next year, maybe?
Yeah, I think what I saw from ZJU now was they were dribbling better
Yeah.
than we did in this match, at least. So it means we need to catch up,
Yeah.
improve our dribbling skills again, do something awesome with it.
Great. As I do believe, what reasons the robot move good in vision flicking? Oh, so
Yeah, I guess it's concerned with the vision quality.
Yeah.
With our robots, our robots are quite smart. They know where they are. They get the vision information themselves.
okay.
Plus, they have their onboard sensors,
Right.
so like the IMU encoders and all that stuff. And we have quite sophisticated sensor fusion running on the robot, combining
Right.
just everything.
Yeah.
We can also drive like a few seconds without vision. It's quite helpful because you get into a dark corner, no vision. But the robot still knows like approximately where it is.
here.
It just needs to get like into the direction of the field,
Yeah.
and it's back on vision and can be controlled again. So that's vision doesn't really matter for us if it's a bit flickering. It's
Right.
all right.
And I think the same is indeed, and there's also something what our vision expert already said, it's the same for both teams.
Yeah.
They roughly know where they are. They have means to deal with vision.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, great stuff in general. Well-deserved victory then in that case.
Thank you.
As I would like to thank you very much for all the things you've shared with the audience.
Yeah, I hope it's of good use for all our teams.
I hope so too. So as we, the rest of the teams will now think hard and long about what we can improve.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the interview and have fun celebrating.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll do that.
Good.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Right, and with that interview, I do see that the Robo Dragons are also entering the field as they perhaps hope to get some more nice photos on the field. As this was an in-depth interview about the Tiger strategy and robots with the bot father Andre, who has, we've already mentioned it, been in the team for almost 13 years now, as maybe even exactly 13 years. I am not completely sure. As I really hope you enjoyed this game, as this post-game interview, for me at least, has also shared some nice insights in how exactly the teams have been preparing. They haven't at all prepared for a penalty shootout, and they didn't know what was going to happen, which does explain the behavior of the ZJUNlict robots. And that, of course, also makes this victory, I think, more stand out, because even though Tigers and ZJUNlict didn't prepare, the Tigers robots standard performance was okay to take penalties. And this is something, of course, that is also part of the game. So teams have to prepare for it, even though the scenario that it happens is quite unlikely. Now, I do feel that if we're going to the RoboCup 2024 in Eindhoven next year, that both teams will come back even stronger, that they will definitely focus on a penalty shootout, as they are really going head-to-head in this finals. as I give a final glance to the chat, I do think that we've covered all the questions, and I do really once again want to thank the audience for watching, because without you guys this wouldn't be as much fun covering the games as with all the interaction that's going on. After all, the community of the RoboCup, small league or any other league, is a wholesome one, as teams really love to share, love to collaborate, and love to explore new concepts and new ideas with each other. And I'm also happy that you guys can be a part of this. As for now, I will end the stream in a bit, as Tigers is getting a well-deserved victory celebration, and ZJUNlict should also be very much complimented for their games. As thank you. As indeed, there are some more Tigers. Congratulations, of course, for the
Thank you very much.
clear victory. And yeah, I was just telling the people that I'm going to end the live stream. So yeah, unless you guys have anything to say.
It was the toughest match we ever had.
And it was a really tough match. One question maybe to you guys: do you think that ZJUNlict has two modes, the easy mode and a challenging mode, for specifically for this final?
I thought in the second overtime, they had another mode that was incredible, but
yeah, insane.
it could win. Everybody of us could win this game.
Yeah.
So it was really the penalty shootout which ended the game.
Yeah, I heard already from Andre that neither team has really prepared for that penalty shootout.
Yes.
And that your standard, I guess, code has actually managed to secure you guys the victory. So that's lovely overall to see.
Yeah, we just had to do a penalty shootout in the referee training.
Right.
And that's the only penalty shootout we ever had. That's
Okay.
the only thing why we have something like that little penalty shootout. And yeah, of course, that managed to bring us a win.
So the penalty shootout code is the one that we saw at the very beginning of the tournament, which the demonstration code.
It was implemented 2 years ago.
Well, that isn't that some insight, but of course, anything that works. So that's yeah. Congratulations, guys, and have a nice day.
You too.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you next year.
See you next year, definitely. Hopefully with 11 robots working, as indeed for us, Roboting Twente, the tournament has, given the circumstances, gone very well. Though we had some very strong technical issues with our robots. Of course, we too will come back stronger and better than ever with a new team and promising innovations to be made in the world of small-size league soccer. For now, this has been Thijs Bink, your host, with my lovely co-host Amy Gansenboom, vision expert Emil Steerneman, Andre, the godfather of Tigers, Lucas, and Colin from Tigers as well, sharing some last-minute insights, as well as the OC. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you next year in Eindhoven at the RoboCup 2024 in the Netherlands. Thank you very much, guys.